It happened one day that a pup was born, the smallest of the litter, and what a sight was he! Short stubby legs, thick heavy head, fluffy white fur, and a short little tail, and they would have killed the runt if not for the pleading of the youngest daughter of the house, a tender-hearted child of just 8 years. It was that the Thus it was that the pup lived, and the girl called him Scrap. And it came about that a plague of rats descended on the village during harvest time when Scrap had reached just 3 years. They attacked the granaries and ate the grain. They stole into the people's houses, spoiled food, and savaged helpless babes. But in the house where Scrap dwelt, the rats that crept in never left, but were found dead on the doorstep every morning. The Scrap's mistress saw this and took the dog out, that he might chase away the rats, and within 7 days the villain Scrap had destroyed all the vermin in the village and saved the harvest. The villagers rejoiced and sang the praises of the little dog, and offered the family much gold for him. But his mistress would not hear of it. "No," said she, "but we will breed the dog, and you may bespeak a pup." And she took a live vixenshire from a hunter's trap, and bred the two, and the offspring had both the cunning of their dam and the good nature of their sire, and they were called rim-runners. And thus came about the rim-runner terrier, the bright, gentle, and valiant-hearted little dog that we know today. The Pastry-Loving Drake by Gnufrug. Once upon a time there was a dragon child named Margot, who envied the humans for their strong will and their excellent baking of pastries, and he wanted deeply to be like them. He wished and wished and wished, and became sad of his wishing, and when he became sad he wished even more, not to be so sad, but to be a human baking pastries. One day Ciela, the almighty goddess of destiny, heard his begging and instantly changed his shape into human form. Margot had got so happy seeing the grace of the goddess that he almost jumped from a cliff out of sheer happiness, forgetting that he wasn't able to fly any more. Margot grew older, spending many years in human shape. He even married and had a lot of children. He also created many excellent pastries and wrote lots of stories about the adventures he had when he still was a small drake. But although he loved his wife and children, he somehow began to dream again about being something else, and he begged the goddess once again to change his form. Ciela was busy, but she didn't want to deny the cute young dragon's wish. He was still young for his dragon age, and so she finally gave him the ability to change his form in order not to get disturbed by his prayers. "Just think that you aren't a human anymore," Ciela said to him, "and if you strongly believe in it, your wish will be fulfilled." Margot tried it. He first thought of changing his form to a lion, then to an Ulgaroth, a giant rock snake, and finally to a griff, and always his wish was fulfilled instantly. "Oh, thank you so much, great goddess," Margot said, enjoying his new ability, and from that day on, Margot was not baking pastries anymore. One day he would hunt in the jungle, and another day he would swim the depths of the sea, And another day he was flying high above in the endless skies, just like he had done in his good old dragon time. One day Margot decided to change his shape into something smaller. He already had changed to a gigantic and proud beast he could think of, and supposed that it would be a good idea for a change, how it would be to discover being not so big, mighty and strong. Well, the rest is quickly told. On the second day after Margot had changed to a mouse, he fell prey to an owl. And thus ends the story of Margot the pasture-loving drake. Some also say that Sayela from this incident on is wearing her typical blindfold, in order not to see what the creatures of Kellereth do with her gifts. Well, that sucks. We've already read all of the stories, right? Yep. You put the Santhalan bedtime stories back into the shelves. Look at Lullabies. This tiny book is bound in soft tocon, colored saffron violet, with some golden ornamented letters painted on it, forming the text Santharian Lullabies. Contained with these pages are small, but very common songs among Santharian children, those that mothers sing to them so that they fall asleep and dream well. Okay. A comprehensive collection of songs for children's good night's sleep has been put together here in this little book. Lullabies differ in various parts of Santharian lands, stressing different aspects of the ancient kingdom. Stands for the origin of these single lullabies, therefore, is always mentioned at the songs. Do you want to read a lullaby? There are 5 lullabies. Dusk is here by Bard Judith. Bard Judith is the one who sang in our pirate story. And I'm pretty sure there's a melody for the song, but I don't know which one. A Santharian peasant lullaby. Dusk is here, in Hera sleeping. Hush, my lash, the night birds cool. Night's a blanket, moon is weaving. Hush, my lad, come lie down too. Evening's calm, a dark sheep stepping. Mother's rest from all you do. Over hills where light is fading, Father's hush and rest now too. Stars appear like lighted candles, arch the sky to light is blue. Drowsy hail the beasts and flowers, hush my darlings, lie down too. Hush, my darlings, lie down too. That was Dusk is Here and Now Sleep, Little Rider by Torsha Rains, a Centaurian lullaby. Because he's a centaur. Well, would he be a rider? I mean, his body is that of a horse, so he's not actually riding, he's running or doing other things which horses do. Naja.